Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. As you can see, I am still in Holland and it's very, very cold here. It's been very rainy. Today's the first day that the weather is beautiful. And so people are getting a lot of colds and flus and been working a lot with my own parents. They both have some lung congestion, and my mother had a cold for 2 weeks. So I gave her 3 sessions now, and I saw her today again. It really, really cleared up. She had a head cold, and her chest, it started in her chest. So I wanted to share with you something that I did for her, and also for my father. He's starting another type of bronchitis kind of situation. So I use this flow for him also. So this little flow is wonderful for chest congestion. And yeah, I will talk you through it because of course it's good for many more things. We're going to do part of the flow. It's called second method of correction. Sounds like a mouthful, but it's really simple to practice the first part, at least on yourself. So let us place, let's just feel our chest and see which side we like to work on. Just placing your hands there, checking out the chest, seeing if there's any fullness, any tenderness, and we're going to work on that side. So we're going to place one hand on the 15 and the other hand on the 2. So it's kind of like a sandwich here, lower back, and 15, which is the groin area or upper thigh. So wherever it feels right to you. Now, somebody just emailed me also if you have a sty, and this is the perfect little exercise for styes as well. So if you have a sty, go very close to the pubic bone and you'll find a tender spot and you stay there. Okay. For chest projects, you can go a little bit out also, just see what feels right for you. So this is the first step. I'm just taking a few breaths here. This little flow is also wonderful for spinal projects. So here we have so many different things. It's harmonizing already. Spinal projects, lung projects, sty, some sort of eye projects. You're bringing the energy out. When there's a sty, there is an infection in your eye and you want to bring the energy down. Also, 15s are 15, this one, safety energy location 15, is wonderful for infection. And so when there are chest projects, when there are lung projects, when there are styes, those are all infections. And so 15 is very, very important for that. So we'll take a few breaths here. Very nice. And then we are going to move our hand from location number 2 to the cheekbone right here. And so if you have a sty, you go right on the same line where it's tender or when there's a tight spot on the 15, okay? So you go down the plumb line of the 15. So I hope that is clear right there. So if you have the sty, again, you go right on the same line where the sty is. And go right on the 21. So for chest projects or head, if your head is full because you have a cold, you can go right into the sinuses here. If you feel that there's more tenderness lateral, then by all means go there. Usually we're on the same line. So if you're more lateral here, you're more lateral on the other locations also. Okay, so take a few breaths here. Very nice. And now we are going to work our hand from the 21 down to 22. And when I was working on my father, that one was really, really full. So I went all the way around. I started right here above the collarbone, clearing that area. Also, again, finding where it is can be more lateral or it can be more medial, and then onto the bone and then below it. So you can take your time doing it. So basically what we're doing here, and I'm just going to show you so you can take your time doing it, but we're going to work through each of the ribs. In between the ribs, we're going to work down to 14. And so take your time and just hang out where you feel it's good for you. It's an art of getting to know and harmonize your own energy. So everybody's a little bit different. For some of you, it may be on top here above the collarbone. That would be a very high 22. And then here the classical 22 right below the collarbone. If you have lung projects, then there definitely will be some tenderness in the 22. 22 is very important for the exhale. And if we can exhale, then after that, we can, the inhale will automatically happen. So the exhale is so important. And we know that the locations down the front harmonize our exhale, help our energy to go down the body. So if we have a lung project, it means that the energy is stuck above the waist and we want to bring it down. So that's why this flow is very, very helpful. So again, we're still on the 15 and we're moving down from 22 all the way to 14. So you can take each rib at a time like this, slowly. You can take a minute per spot, or you can, if you don't have as much time, you can go between the ribs. Sometimes I do that when I throw it into a session, this flow pattern, this adjustment, and do it a little bit faster. So then I go in between the ribs, moving down like this. Okay. And again, you can take your time moving it all the way down. So just stay there for a couple of minutes. We don't need to massage or press very hard. You will feel if there's some fullness. And the way I do it is I go into the spot and I kind of comb back into the tenderness or where the fullness is. So kind of combing, I call it combing. So starting here and then slowly working your way down between each of the ribs, taking your time all the way to 14. So then we're on 14 and 15 together. And then the last step that I want to present to you is to, from the 14, we're going into the 1. 1 is located right here. So here you have a chance to bring the energy down one more time. So you're holding 15 and 1 together. That's very easy. So then if you like, you can start to work back, go back to the lower back, but you can also end it here. I find it very dynamic to bring the energy down, to harmonize the lung congestion. It's just very important to work through the ribs, and then with the 1, you're giving the stuck energy from above the waist, an escape route, to bring it down. So very, very simple. So I'm going to review it one more time with you. We're starting on 2 here and 15. Then we go to the 21 here at the cheekbone, to 22 above the collarbone on it and below it, and then slowly starting to work your way down, staying, you can stay for a minute at each location. Wait till you feel pulsation if you do. If not, you can stay for a minute or so and then working your way down. So this is great for lung projects. Again, infection in the eye, a sty, for example. Also wonderful for spinal projects. Working all the way down to 14 here. So you're holding 14 and 15. And then lastly, going to location number 1. So here. And wonderful. Again, 1 also harmonizes our breathing. 1, the prime mover. All the locations have a different spiritual and practical meaning. So while you're practicing, dropping the shoulders, relaxing your body, feeling the breath becoming a little bit deeper, this is wonderful. And lastly, if you have long projects, of course, you can always hold your ring finger. So let's end this session here. Thank you all so much for joining me here in beautiful Amsterdam. Isn't it beautiful? Pretty there behind me. Yeah. I hope you saw a tram going by and some bicycles. Always a lot of fun. So I thank you all so much for joining, and I will see you next week for Wellness Wednesday. Bye-bye.